Hi Virgos, my name's Michelle. This is my channel Guided Metanoia. That's how you say it, Metanoia. I am a certified holistic life coach. I have been reading tarot since I was 13, and I have studied astrology for almost a decade now. And I'm pretty well versed between traditional Western astrology and would only consider myself to be a novice in Vedic astrology. But I wanted to put together a channel because I have all these beautiful skills, and I was trying with my business to sort of compartmentalize them. And then I realized, I'm like, what am I doing? This doesn't belong separated. It needs to be united. And I wanted to do this for a really long time, and I kept coming up with all the reasons why I shouldn't and what I needed. I needed a camera, I needed a stand, I needed the backdrop, and I needed the availability to do it. And I found all of the reasons why I shouldn't, and then came across the why shouldn't I? In traditional Western astrology, I have my sun in Libra, but in Vedic, I am a Virgo. And so represent, I can absolutely see when my Virgoan qualities come out, which is when I tend to get a little obsessive about details, like the lighting wasn't good enough. I don't even like seeing the reflection of my computer screen in my glasses. I wasn't sure what I was going to wear. Like all of these crazy details that I can just get so overwhelmed and distracted by. And then in the Western astrology, that Libra, that one of, everybody's friend, polite, outgoing, social butterfly. I do have those qualities about the people that I'm comfortable with. And in general, I am most accepting of many, all people, I should just say. I do have my limitations, of course. So I started up the channel so that I could utilize my skills and give them to other people, because all of my skills developed through a time of my own immense and immersed self-transformation. And I can already feel how the energies are so different from, I just did Leo's reading to yours. Oh my gosh. If any of you are dealing with a Leo, or if you have Leo placements, please make sure that you watch that video, because I feel like that took like a hard left. There was a lot of things I knew were going to come up astrologically, but I wasn't prepared to feel them. And I definitely did. So anyway, I was going through my own process of self-transformation, which took over a decade. And now I'm just in the place where I'm ready to make it happen and to bring it here. So enough with the 3 minutes of talking about me. This is going to be your reading for June. I do anticipate being able to do mid-June readings. I am not sure if I am going to be able to do weekly readings, but we'll see how that evolves and how the channel evolves. So please do like, subscribe, share my videos. I look forward to being able to connect with you. So please feel free to comment below where you're from, where you're tuning in from, maybe a little bit about yourself. I even though I know you guys are quiet and like in the backdrop and doing your own thing, I kindly request that you come forward to introduce yourselves, because I would love to connect with you. So I told you about my sun sign. I've got my moon is in Cancer, and then in traditional Western, my rising is in Pisces, and then in the Vedic, I have a rising in Aquarius. So I've got some lovely humanitarian energy. I have got this subdued and private, subconscious Piscean depth, I suppose. And then I've got this beautiful mothering, nurturing moon in Cancer. So I'm interested to see what's going on for you guys. I want to take a look at your chart really fast. let's see here. Well, your 11th house is, I mean, the North Node's in your 11th house, and Mars is going to be transiting through your 11th house. And then kind of towards the second week, we'll have Mercury in your, did I just say second? Is that what I said? 11th? I think I'm still stuck in Gemini. So sorry. So your group, your community, your tribe, the people you vibe with. I know Virgos really immerse themselves in things like work. So if you feel like that community of people comes through work, I totally get it. You could be experiencing a changeover in the people that come through in that particular area. Change ups in and around work. That's not even like the houses that are really coming through. I think you'll be connecting with your goals more than you have in a while. And as far as your career house goes, I mean, the sun is there and Venus is going to be there and Gemini, and gosh, things are fun. I don't, there's no better, finally, things are fun. I think you're going to feel a sense of connection to the things that you're working on in ways that you haven't before, in ways that make you really happy. And I'm not going to do it. That was a lot of cards. Your 9th house it could be themes around how you connect with your own sense of spirituality, could be having new changes to that, changes to your faith. If you're investing in education, good idea. You might change what you're studying. That particular path of higher education and higher learning, philosophy, things like that, that's undergoing a major shift for you guys. And Uranus doesn't have a very delicate nor polite way of bringing in that kind of change. He doesn't care that he's disruptive. He's like, we're doing it. And then 8th house, lots of healing around intimacy, sex, other people's money, debt, all that good stuff. Is there with Chiron in Aries, so which is your 8th house. Neptune in the 7th house of relationships. I don't blame you if people seem wishy-washy. It's not you, it's Neptune. Before even reading your cards, and it's funny because like your cards don't want to come out. I enjoy shuffling and talking. It helps me stay in a very meditative place where I don't get too caught up in certain details. So I'm totally fine with it. We're good. As long as you're okay with hanging in there through that explanation of what's going on in your chart. Yeah, like maybe you think people are being wishy-washy. You can't kind of see relationships for the way that they are. Like I said, it's not you, it's totally Neptune. Neptune has that illusionary quality. It's got a dreamy kind of quality. Maybe somebody even steps into the picture who's too good to be true. Either way, your 5th house, self-expression, 5th house, creationism, 5th house, love, children, those kind of things. That's where the real work really is. You know, how are you able to express yourself? How are you finding ways to express yourself? Are you creating enough of a disciplined experience in your day-to-day life where you are able to connect with that? You know, we know that you can go to work. Really? We know that you can go to work. We know that you can work really hard. Oi. But are you doing what you love? Okay, you can go to work, you can have a job, you can pay your bills, blah, blah, blah. But are you doing what you really love? Like, what's fun? As somebody who is a Virgo, like this ambition, this desire to want to do this thing, that's very fifth house. Because I'll tell you, I mean, just coming to the place of being like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is really happening. Okay, sit down, turn it on, shuffle the cards, get comfortable talking in front of the camera. That's what it's about. And with the sun in Gemini, I mean, it doesn't have to be in your third house of communication. It's like wherever the sun is, it's like sprinkling like freaking pixie dust. And it's just like, here, everybody enjoy the energy. La, 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 la. You know, and so everybody's a little, oh, I know I didn't say that thing, or hey boss, what about that? Or hey, what's your name? Like, you know, this just sense of wanting to connect is there. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that Gemini quality, it has its way of spreading its seed around. That's what's so beautiful about learning about each individual sign and what they lend themselves to. Excuse me. So I want to let's see if we can just proceed with the reading, because I think that's discipline, structure, finding a routine, finding habits that support your self-expression, your how you expand upon, I want to say projects. Yeah. Like your projects. That's fifth house. South node being, I'm just realizing how relevant that is for me right now, is the, you know, the collective consciousness. And so it could very well be about how you find the collective. Okay? In your own way. I'm not saying you have to take to YouTube. Although if you want to, it's totally up to you. Hey, I'll see you out there. Excuse me. See? Stop. Okay. Don't wait till it's perfect. Don't. As somebody who is a life coach, I watch how people fumble over those things, including myself. And all it does is delay time. Cool. Sweet. Got it. Actually, I'm going to do them the other way around. Okay. So let's take a look at your cards. Da, 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 da. I know I don't have the best setup. Please try to bear with me, because it will get better as time goes on. I'm going to shift everything down a little bit more. I am trying to plan how I can utilize 2 cameras. I know it will be a little bit more editing and things like that, but it's, well, it's the kind of video that I would enjoy watching. So, right? So why not? All right. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think you're particularly feeling in as gracious a state as you are. It is, I think this is your card. I kind of get the sense it doesn't really speak to the cards that talk about being grateful and stuff, but I kind of don't feel like you're being grateful for all the things that you really have. Yeah. Which is a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And then, here you are. The Hermit hasn't come out at all. So, but you're in the upright. You are definitely taking this time to find your own inner wisdom. Wow. I just totally realized, because this is what happens when I do even like private one-on-one readings. I'll engage with the person. I'll talk about Depending on the kind of reading that they got, I will talk about either, give them the space to talk about what they're experiencing. And then if they got like an astral tarot reading, I'll talk about like the astrology or something like that. But I don't have a tendency to try to pre-examine the cards. I want my initial experiences with the cards to stay as authentic as possible. I don't want to ever be perceived as the kind of reader that is manufacturing information. But I'm realizing you have 3 9s here, and 9s is very much a card about, even, it's weird because it's not a 10, and 10 in the tarot represent endings, but in the way that I see 9s it is this culminating energy. And so you've got 9 of Pentacles in reverse, you've got the Hermit, and then you've got 9 of Cups. So there's this like compounding force, wish fulfillment, inner wisdom. Maybe you're not seeing it manifest in the external world yet, but it honestly, it is there if you want to see it. I think maybe you're looking for a very particular detail, very particular manifestation. Oh, this car. Oh, this job. Oh, this, maybe even something as physical as a dress, oh, jewelry, something like that. But you have this, and you have this beautiful relationship to your almost animalistic side. And maybe that's what's a little out of balance right now, because maybe that's where your creative expression is coming from. And so maybe there's something to that, but there's definitely a pattern of 9 here. And you're looking inside, within, doing your Virgo thing. Maybe you've disconnected from other people to be able to do this, and you are working on what makes your dreams come true. And that's what comes through in the 9 of Cups. Be careful that you're not, I don't have a tendency to say this too much, so I'm just going to go with why it popped in, with what popped into my head. If you're trying to heal something that is occurring, watch your intake of the bad things, like the overeating thing, the over drinking thing, watching too much television. Like the way that I see that is always like going on one end of the spectrum, like too much of the things. But I kind of see this as working towards a lot of wish fulfillment. You're looking at what really fulfills you. Because I think that you think that something's missing, for lack of a better word. And it's not like the 8 of Cups, like something missing. It's like genuinely like there's a physical thing that's missing. I don't have enough money in the bank. I don't have, I need a car. I need, something really sort of physical. Ace of Swords. So I think through this retreat, you will come into a sense of this quick download. It is a download. I love that word. I don't know who came up with that word, but it's so perfect. It's so perfect for what really happens. And for those of you that have experienced like a download, that's what it is. You're going to have this download that just, I'm tempted to say, blows your fucking mind. Oh, dang it. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to curse on YouTube. My bad. But there's this new cycle that kind of wants to start, and either you want it to start for you, but you got to go after it. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to be really responsible. I totally get it. You don't want to be foolish. The Fool. Oh, does it come up backwards? My bad. The Fool. You don't want to be foolish about it. You're like, do I have all the things in place? Do I have, you're brainstorming, you're mind mapping, you're looking at all the things that you have that bring you fulfillment. This is really weird because I feel like this is almost like a personal reading for me, and I'm trying not to counter project anything into this reading. So, transference is the term, as my friend Josh would say. It's transference. The Fool. This new cycle needs to begin, but it's in the reverse, which tells me either you're afraid to do it, you are judging it, or that's probably the most likely outcomes. You're afraid to do it and you're judging what is required of you to do it. And if you could only just sort of get your mind in the right headspace and just fucking do it, I'm sorry, I did it again. You will just go. Just get your head where you want it to be and go. Stay with the thoughts. Maybe you're having to do some reflection on what the best form of action, plan of action. Although I will tell you, as a Knight of Swords, not necessarily known for his planning, but he is smart enough to think several steps ahead. It also does sort of, it does give way that because this is a very Gemini card. Through the time of Gemini, it may be your time to really step back and go do your hermit kind of thing. Planning is what I see. Okay. Then we've got the Cups. Like I totally dig your reading, even though it took like a little bit to get these cards out. The Moon in reverse. What does make you really happy? What are you so worried is going to happen? Why do you stop yourself from being happy? Dare I say, why do you stop yourself from any of the things that aren't your perceived perfect? Like, what is wrong? What's wrong with being imperfectly perfect or perfectly imperfect? Like, why can't you be your raw self? This is the first time I'm ever filming anything, and I love it. I really like this feeling. I'm going to continue to do it more. I like it. I get this sense of like the animal side of you is being suppressed. This animalistic side of you, this primal, instinctual side of you is being repressed in your subconscious, through your subconscious. And I don't understand why, and I don't have to understand why, but you should. You should probably know why you want to keep all the things that make you uniquely you out of the eyes of people. Think about that one. Maybe you should journal about it. If you can't, Gemini season is probably a really good time to go talk to a counselor too. So if you're up for it, even though you have your own divine sort of innate wisdom, I would certainly encourage you to go talk to someone like a counselor or a therapist or someone you perceive as being older and wiser than you, and to try to help you figure that sort of thing out. But, you don't want to go to a mechanic for a pedicure. So go where that's something that I totally invented on my own from working with clients, because I would always constantly be telling people that that they were trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And I would have, because I tend to work with college age demographic, and they would be like, I don't really know what that means. Like, what does that even mean? And I'm like, but they've heard of the saying. So I'd be like, well, you're trying to take one piece that doesn't fit and put it somewhere else. And so I had to find this other metaphor to explain that process. And all of a sudden it hit me when one day I went to a mechanic and I was thinking I had to ask him something in particular. I don't remember what it was. And then, I don't know, it was a divine download where it was like, well, you can't ask a mechanic for something. Like, you don't go to a mechanic and ask them for a pedicure just any more than you'd go to a nail technician and ask them for an oil change. So anyway, I kind of see if that's what you need, if you need to go talk to somebody about how this animalistic side of you, this imperfect, this raw and instinctual, part of you, the darker part of you, okay? We call it the darker, the shadow, whatever you want to call it, all the things that you don't want to see about you that you do, you are repressing them. You are repressing them. I'm so sorry. This is definitely Virgo energy because I'm just like literally seeing all of these things that are just driving me crazy. So back to your cards. Yeah, you're repressing them. And I can see it. I can see it in the Nine of Pentacles, and I can see it in the Moon reversed. And I think it could be affecting the way that you take action, the way that you think, how you feel fulfilled about stuff. Like it's certainly this kind of string that if you pull it, the whole row is just going to go. So the truth is like that will bring your opportunity for something new. Perhaps the career opportunity that you want is like this. It's in reverse, but you have every potential to bring it in or create it. It's available to you. It's here. But perhaps you have to go into your subconscious to why. I just want to say you're like kind of afraid of it. I don't know. Yeah, you don't want to go. And of course, my battery is low. Give me 1 second here. I just want to plug my laptop in. Give me 1 second. I'm going to still keep talking to you anyway, though. So the Four of Swords in reverse is about needing to really take that time, go into a meditative place, get in your monk mind, and think about what you're trying to manifest and how, not even necessarily manifest, but wrong one. Really? In the Virgo reading? Please stay tuned. Please don't leave. I hope this reaches. All right. So you're going to have to go into that particular space so you can understand where you're not aligning between what the divine is putting in your head, how you're seeing it in your third eye, and how you communicate it, and how you think about the actions that you need to take. That's what the Four of Swords tells me. Those specific things need to be in alignment, and you're avoiding going there. Maybe because you get lost in your own mind. And if that's the case, go talk to somebody about it. Do it. Stop it. Stop it right now. All the reasons that you're telling yourself of why you shouldn't go talk to somebody is only delaying you from the things that will bring you the stuff that you want. This literally the stuff. It's stuff, unfortunately. It's not something, well, it could also be that last emotional cup, but I highly doubt it. It seems to me more like it's something physical, tangible. Yeah, so sorry. These are probably all the things that will creep any Virgo out. Okay. King of Pentacles in reverse. This reading is also a lot longer than I wanted it to be, so I apologize for the long introduction. King of Pentacles in reverse. You're not in your element. I want to say this is the Virgo self-sabotage card. You think you're in control, you're totally not. And you're doing stuff that's not really rewarding. Please don't do that. please. Something has to happen. Something, I forget whose reading this came up in. Cancer? I think it's the Cancer's reading. The judgment. Either you're fearing how other people are judging you, or you are literally just you're not in a balanced state for you to be making the kind of decisions that you know that you need to be making. And I see you trying. I see you trying to do your thing. I do. But I don't know that that's the only way to do it. You don't always have to just like, nope, I'm just going to unplug from everybody and everything, and I'm just going to retreat until I have the answers, and then I'll reemerge myself. Like, okay, cool, totally, like, I get it. But it doesn't have to be that way. There are easier ways to make plans and make decisions and feel good about what you're pursuing and what you're looking to create and the opportunities you want to draw in. Other people can provide that to you. What voice are you going to listen to? So in the upright, the judgment, like, sort of very secularly religious card, but it is very much about, like, are you going to listen to the voice of fear, or are you going to listen to the voice of your conscience or intuition, depending on what pathology you'd like to take? You know, what are you gonna always do what you've always done? Because then you'll always get what you've always got. But if you expect to manifest something that will make you up level, you're going to have to go to places you don't normally go. But you know how. It's like you've done it before, maybe not in the way that you wanted to, but you can. Totally. So that is your reading for June. I have the Osho Zen Tarot deck, which I absolutely adore because it's got a lot of Buddhist principles, and I'm very much into Zen Buddhism and Taoism. And so I'm kind of using this deck because it's still new to me. I'm still learning it. I want to use it like an oracle. And I'm going to find a card, pick a card, be gifted a card for the Virgos. And, okay, you. Celebration. Well, if that's not a Gemini card. This card, I'm going to read it to you. Okay. It is the Three of Cups, which does represent celebration. Okay. These three women dancing in the wind and in the rain remind us that celebration never need depend on outside circumstances. We need not wait for a special holiday or a formal occasion or a sunny and cloudless day. True celebration arises from a joy that is first experienced deep within and spills over into an overflow of song and dance and laughter, and yes, even tears of gratitude. When you choose this card, it indicates that you are becoming more and more available and open to the many opportunities that are to celebrate in life and to spread this by contagion to others. Let your hair down, take your shoes off, and start splashing in the puddles right now. The party is happening all around you every moment. Dang, if that ain't a Gemini card. I think Gemini season is going to bring you opportunities to be with people, and you may be trying to like retreat and do your thing and like make decisions and manifest that stuff, and go have fun. You don't always have to work hard. You don't always have to go off by yourself, you know. Embrace what each moment has to offer to you. Celebrate each moment because you can. And I really hope to see you back for the mid-June readings. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Feel free to comment below where you're watching from, because I I'm absolutely looking to connect with my own like YouTube community, and so I'd love to see who can see my videos, and I look forward to connecting with you more. So I'll see you mid-June. Bye.